If you're building AI agents in GHL, I want to show you how I record and log my conversations so that I can use them to create summaries and put that into emails for clients, for myself internally. And so this video, I'm going to take you step by step through some of the key considerations, whether you're using the conversational AI tools in GHL or whether you are building in workflows. So on my screen here, I am in a workflow. You can build your AI agents using workflows. You can use the ChatGPT step to have AI create messages and responses for you. But one of the things that I have found really useful is logging the conversation, keeping a record of the back and forth, because what it enables us to do is also tell ChatGPT and some of the other action steps that we can use in workflows what's actually happened. Now, you may be familiar with using custom fields, custom values, storing things in there. So for example, it may be a custom field of, is someone an existing customer? And there may be a yes, no flag. Maybe it's what level of customer. Are they a VIP or a platinum or something else? Maybe there's the age that they've been, the duration or the time that they've been with the business. Maybe it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is. If you're already familiar with using custom fields, this is perfect, because you're going to be able to watch this and go and immediately implement it. So the workflow that I've got here, it's part of a reputation and feedback build. So sending SMS messages to past customers, asking them about their experience, if their experience was positive, wanting to get them to leave a Google review. If it was negative, trying to get some feedback about what they experienced and what could be improved so that can be sent on to management. So this is one of the flows for the agent as a whole. So this one is about creating the AI message. And so I've got a step for ChatGPT. So that's actually creating the messages. I've got a prompt in there about the conversation flow that I want, about the company details, the objective, all that sort of stuff. And then split path, yes. Has the ChatGPT step created a response? If it has, we're going to go down this first path. It's going to send the message in an SMS. And then this is the key bit that I want to focus on. Recording and logging the conversation. Now, if you are used to using custom fields and maybe sort of updating them, the first step of that, or that's I guess the first level of updating those fields, is we probably just overwrite. We're like, it was empty, now I've got a value, I'm going to update it. Somebody's moved from bronze to silver level as a customer. Okay, I'm going to overwrite that. I don't need that bronze value anymore. I'm more interested in the fact that they are silver. Or I'm going to update and say, what was the most recent purchase somebody made? Okay, I'm going to overwrite the field and I'm going to replace what was there previously with the new value. But for a conversation record, conversation history, we want to maintain everything that was said previously. And the way that we do that is when we are updating the custom field, we reference the custom field already. So you can see here I've got one for reputation convo history. And the first thing that I'm doing is I'm saying take the existing value of that custom field and then I want you to add to it. So I'm taking the existing value here, I've selected it as the custom fields. I've then got a sort of a little break to say this is an update to the conversation history from the AI side of the conversation, giving it a date and timestamp so we can reference back to it, and then it's going to be the response that ChatGPT has created as part of this conversation flow. I'm also updating another custom field just so that I've got a record of what the last message that the AI created, that's sitting in a separate field and is just the response from the ChatGPT step. But what it means is that for each side of the conversation, if we think we've got the AI side and we've got the user side, I can use this process to keep logging all the responses from both sides of the conversation to give me a full history. And that's something that I then use in the prompt. So if we think what I've just had here is contact, reputation, convo, history. In my prompt, if I just find it in here somewhere, maybe it's all the way at the bottom. Previous conversation history is stored in contact, reputation, convo, history, and the customer's last response is in this custom field. So I'm telling the AI there, look in the custom field. This is where you will find the full conversation history. Now in this workflow, we've only looked at the AI side of the conversation. But if I go into the customer response, then I can see the user side of the conversation. So customer replied. Now I'm going to update the same fields and I'm going to use the value that's already there. I'm going to keep that and then I'm going to add to it and I'm going to say, the next update is coming from contact name. So that's the name of the user we have on the contact record. Date and timestamp, so I've got that. And then it's going to be message.body. So that's a temporary custom value for the response from the user. And now I have that back and forth. So whenever a customer replies or a user replies, they're going to go through this flow and it's going to log their response. Then it's going to send them, because I've got an add to workflow here, it's going to send them back to the create AI message. The AI is going to say, okay, you've told me to look in the conversation history here. It's a custom field. Great, I can understand the conversation that I've had with this user. Okay, I'm going to create my message. I'm going to send the message in the workflow, and then I'm going to update that custom field again with the message that was sent by the AI. So I'm updating both sides of the conversation, the AI side and the user side, and then it means that I have that full conversation history. When I get to the end of the conversation or I hit a trigger point, I can also then use that conversation history, that the data in that custom field, to do summaries. And if I take this as an example, okay, I want to send an internal notification because this is a reputation one. So if somebody scored their experience 1 to 3 and they said service was bad, I had to wait a long time, that's something I want to send to management. So in my summarized text step here, I am saying, again, the conversation is found in that history. Look at that conversation, then give me a summary of the conversation. I'm also saying, 3 bullet points, line breaks, things like that, so it can go into an email. But because I've got that conversation history in that custom field, there are other things that I can do with it. I can assess it and analyze it and say, was there a certain type of response in there? Can I use it as a trigger point for other things to happen? So when the AI says this, or when a user says this, okay, trigger maybe other workflows or other notifications. So having that conversation history stored in a custom field like this means that you can do lots more in terms of engagement with the customer, supporting your clients, the AI agent that you've built, and it gives you the full conversation history from the perspective of the AI and the user. So a couple of tips here for you. If you're building your AI agents and you're using workflows to do it, this is the best way. I mentioned if you're using conversational AI as well. It takes a similar approach, but the challenge is you don't get the visibility of the AI messages, okay? Because it's almost in a wrapper. It's conversational AI in a wrapper. And so if you train your conversational AI agent inside GHL, it will be doing the back and forth automatically. There's no workflows there. But what you can do is you can still record the response from the user. So your custom field of conversation history, you can store just the responses from the user and sort of build up an idea of their requirements, or if it's a lead qualification, what they're saying for those qualification questions, and then you can still do like a summarized step or an internal notification or something like that. So yeah, it works slightly differently from that perspective. because you can't yet access the messages or the responses created by the AI in the conversational AI bot or agent. So this video is a quick look at conversation recording, logging, how you can use it in other ways. And if your clients ask for it, you also have that full conversation history that you can share with them. So hope you found this useful. Check out the other videos on the channel related to GHL and the tools that I'm using to build my AI automation agency.